on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family, household.
Yes, ma'am.
That is a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment, if you all can initial here.
Yes.
The range of punishment is anywhere up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail.
And right here, pause. This is where reality sets in. A Class A misdemeanor may not sound huge, but up to a year in county jail and a $4,000 fine. That's serious time. And once the judge says guilty, the leverage shifts completely. The negotiation phase is over. Now it's consequences.
And up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
All right. State, was the complainant informed of this offer?
Your Honor, this complainant previously tendered an A&P to our office, and in subsequent attempts to contact her, she's been unresponsive and the state's been unsuccessful in making contact with her.
All right. Anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I would just like to say that my client has been in custody and has learned from his mistakes. He will never be before you again.
All right. What have you learned?
I had learned that small things can lead up to this specific thing right here, and I learned my lesson, and it won't happen again.
Yeah, but have you learned your lesson that you're not supposed to put your hands on anybody?
Yes, ma'am.
And the witness in this case, the juvenile, Damani, is that a female or a male?
That's me.
All right. And how old is Damani?
8.
This is the moment the courtroom changes. It's no longer just about an assault charge, it's about an 8-year-old child watching it happen. Judges take that personally. Because now we're not just talking about physical harm, we're talking about generational trauma. And watch how the judge reframes this, from punishment to parenting.
Right. And is that your son?
Stepson.
All right. So he's a witness to that. You know what that means?
Yes, ma'am.
That means that he was traumatized on that day.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have employment?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
Cook at Sonic.
Okay. I don't think adults sometimes realize what they put children through. So this child saw you attacking his mother. So one or two things he's going to learn from that. One, he's learning that if you love somebody, you hit them. Or two, he's learning that right makes right. And what he's going to end up doing, if he's in a relationship and he learns this is how you show love, or either this is how you get your way, then that's what he will be doing. And he will be taking that into his school years. Do you have any children with her? Biological children?
No, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is finding you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, a $300 fine, time and money will run concurrent, 50 days in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Semaj, S-E-M-A-J Johns, and Damani, D-I-M-A-N-I Hunter. So what that means is you're not to have any contact with them. Your relationship with them is over. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
They deserve better.
Yes, ma'am.
And she is not reaching out to the state. She wants to do an affidavit of non-prosecution. So maybe she wants to get back with you. Maybe she wants to tolerate this. But you're not allowed to have contact with them. So you're going to have to move on to somebody else. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have contact with them, it's going to show up in the system if the police are ever called, and there's going to be an issue. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. And because this is a plea bargain agreement, I follow your plea bargain agreement and you waived your right to appeal. You do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And here's a major legal consequence people don't always understand. An affirmative finding of family violence triggers a federal firearm ban. That's not just while you're on probation. That can follow you long term. This is one of those quiet consequences that doesn't sound dramatic in court, but changes your life outside of it.
All right, we can go off the record. I mean this, and hopefully the most helpful ways for you. And I don't take domestic violence lightly, but if you want to be in a relationship, and if you think you will be good in a relationship, you know what you should do?
Yes, ma'am.
Go to one of these stores. They have orchids on sale. Those orchids are probably about $12. They have the blooms over on them. They look beautiful. Keep that orchid until those blooms fall off. And if that orchid blooms again, you may be ready for a relationship. And let me just tell you why I say that. I say that because orchids are a little bit fickle. You have all the people online saying, put 3 ice cubes in them. Then somebody says, well, that doesn't work. They like the light. Put them next to a light. Then the light doesn't work. I have had no less than 6 orchids. None of them have survived. So now we have 2 more in the back. We shall see if they will survive. And I say that because orchids, when you get them to bloom, that teaches you patience. Because you look at it and you think it's dead and you want to throw it away. But if you work with it and when it reblooms, you're very happy because you have worked towards making that bloom. You're
True, I wasn't thinking clearly, man, and I was just kind of mad about the outcome in court, and I just wasn't thinking right.
Well, let me ask you this: if you're on probation and judge could always send you to prison, but you're still doing drugs, do you think that indicates you do have a problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so, are you motivated to go to treatment if the judge would do that?
Yes, sir.
And are you requesting the judge to place you an outpatient?
Yes, sir.
And why are you requesting that particularly?
Because I got too much going on out here. I got 3 boys. I got another one on the way, and I have a full-time job.
And tell us again, you're working full-time.
Full-time.
How much are you earning?
An hour?
Yes.
$20 an hour.
Okay. And obviously you'd like to continue that employment to help support your kids?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you want the judge to know before she decides what to do?
And last time I was in court, I had to go to DWI classes, and they gave me the same outcome if I was in the fail. But like overall, I did all my classes. I completed the course, and I got my driver's license within doing all that. And if I gotta get treatment, then I'm willing to do that and do what I have to do.
So what you're saying, that telling the judge you've been on DWI probation before and completed it successfully, is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
I don't have any further questions, Sean.
any questions?
Here you are. Mr. Limo, my name is Hank Wilkins. I'm one of the prosecutors here. If I ask anything that you don't understand, just let me know and I'll raise it, okay?
Yes, sir.
So, are you on GPS right now?
Yes, sir.
And what are the rules of GPS?
To just be my house arrest, stay home.
Okay. And but you're going to work, you're allowed to do that as part of your GPS, right?
Yes, sir.
But you've had some problems complying with that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so,
For the purposes of this hearing, I'm going to have to object. I think Mr. Wilkins is going to try to get into the substance of a violation report which has come out since our previous hearing and which relates to the bonds for his new cases and not this particular case.
All right, the objection will be overruled.
so we were in court last time on the 5th, right?
I believe so.
And then on the 10th, you had you went somewhere you weren't supposed to go on GPS, is that right?
Yeah.
And so you say now though, whatever she orders, you're going to be able to comply with it?
Yes, sir. That day I don't know. I was mad. I don't know. Just got mad, and I don't know. I just had to feel like I had to get out.
Okay, and while you were on probation for this offense, you picked up a couple of new offenses, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That seems like the worst thing you can do if you're on probation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No more questions, Judge.
All right, any other questions?
Judge, No questions other, I want to let the court know that probation has confirmed that on the 10th is when he did this tap evaluation appointment. I think the violation report says something about him going to a couple other addresses, which seem to be restaurants.
One is a bar. Is Jamie's place a bar?
Mexican restaurant, and yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. It says in the violation report that you went to Jamie's place or Jaime's place. Is that a bar?
I don't. I didn't stop at no bar. Commerce, that was part of the day I left court. I had to catch the bus home. So I was walking and then I did catch the bus in Commerce.
Okay. All right. And why were you angry when you left the court?
Because my mother and my children really don't let me. She don't bring the kids to where I'm at, and I thought, like, for worse or worse, I was gonna get sent away. And before they're gonna move to Austin, I wanted to see them before they.
Do you think the reason maybe she's not bringing the children to you is because of this drug issue that you have? That's either yes or no. All right. So you have to be understanding that maybe somebody is not going to bring their children, whether they're the father or the mother, bring them to them if they're in the struggles of their addiction and they're using. And according to the TAP evaluation, it says your methamphetamine is met as evidenced by his need for markedly increased amounts of the substance to achieve intoxication or desired effect. So this is what's going to happen today.
This is what I call the crossroads moment. Prison or treatment. And legally, this is strategic. The judge is signaling something important. I believe you have a problem, but I'm not going to let that problem destroy the system. Now the real question is, does he want freedom later or comfort now?
Going into custody today. Either you're going into custody for treatment or either you're going into custody because I'm going to revoke you. So, which would you prefer?
Can you say it again?
I said either you're going into custody because I am going to revoke you, or either I can continue you and we can see if we can get you treatment for your meth addiction.
If I may, Judge, you're stating either inpatient treatment or prison.
Yes, I mean, it's a possession less than a gram case. So it's a state jail felony. And he will be extended. So if you want, I can revoke you and I'll sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility. Just one moment. Yes, I'll sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility. Or either you can go into inpatient treatment. And what I can tell you, inpatient treatment is longer than the 18 months. I don't know if you even want treatment because you left court mad because somebody was trying to help you and because
I didn't like the options I was doing.
Well, these are your options. Either you're going to the state jail facility or either you're going to wait in custody to go to safety. Those are your two options. There is no other option for you. So which would you prefer? If you would like, I will revoke you. I will sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility. You will do your time. You will be released. When you're released, you'll still have the 2 cases that are remaining. Maybe see what the state will do with those. Or you're going to be waiting for treatment. But either way, you're going into custody today. Which would you prefer?
And for me, getting MTRs or the other cases get closed? Like, do those?
That depends on the other attorney's negotiation with the state.
And Judge, just to be clear, you're saying safety as opposed to the recommendation of sedative?
Yes. So if you want to sit in the box and think about it, you can sit in the box and think about it.
I wasn't really prepared for that.
All right. If you want to sit in the box and think about it. All right. Thank you. Back on the record. I'm sorry, Diana. 2023 CR 4352, State of Texas versus Johnny Limon. And could I have defense counsel announced?
Robert Behrens from Mr. Limon.
And John Kuntz from Mr. Limon.
Hank Wilkins from the state, Your Honor.
All right. You're Mr. Limon, correct? All right. You are still under oath. So your choice is 18 months or either safety. Which would you prefer?
It's AP. It's AP.
All right.
And
Ben-
Judge,
Yes.
just for the record, I'll be filing motions for examining trial. He has some night mags pending that are, I think might go away one way or the other. So we're going to try to expedite that as quickly as possible so that he can get in line for safety as quickly as possible.
Okay, the court will deny the motion. Alter and amend conditions to include safety, defendant to remain in custody until transfer. I'm going to extend him for 3 years. All right, is there anything else?
No, Judge, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 grams to 4 grams. That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, at the time that he had the heroin on him, he had gone through 2 different deaths very close in his family. As a matter of fact, he was at his mother's house mowing the lawn in order to prepare it for a funeral that day or the next day or somewhere in there. I have talked to him about setting his mind to, doing better. It did seem like he has a plan. He does have several jobs that he can go to, working at a pizza place, and also he is a barber by trade, and he does have a place to live. He will be living with his mother, and so he does have a plan. And so I think he could have had a straight probation and not worried about defer, but he says, no, I'm done with this whole thing. I want to try for that dismissal.
Okay.
And so he made a conscious decision.
All right, so here's, I have a few questions for you. The first question I have is, with regards to living with your mom, have you called her? Does she want you to live with her?
Because I've already spoken to her, and just she was not aware of this court date, but cause I was supposed to go to court on the 9th, and I guess they got rescheduled, whatever.
Okay.
But she told me as long as I'm doing the right thing, but she doesn't want no type of drug, anything at the house, And so as long as I got my head right and doing the right thing, she doesn't want me going home.
All right, do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
So have you talked to anyone to address the issues that you felt with regards to, I guess, close members of family or death in your family?
I mean, months prior to me getting out from TDC, I lost my father, then a month later, my mother, and my grandma. So when I got out, I was in a state of depression, and
And sometimes you just need somebody.
I was bothered in, didn't really speak to nobody, but
Well, sometimes you need somebody to talk to, right? And sometimes it needs to be somebody who's not family or not a friend. And it's okay to talk to a therapist about what you're feeling and what you're going through. You understand? All right. So do you have these questions I'm going to ask you? It's related to the court costs. Excuse me, to the clerk, how much are court costs for this offense?
It'll come $305.
$305? All right. So do you have any bank accounts or anything to pay the $305?
Not right now. I mean, I got like $80 on my books.
Okay. So,
But within the first week, I'm pretty sure.
all right, would you be able to pay that if they set up installments for you to pay it?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right. And I just ask these questions. I know sometimes when people appear before me, it's sort of like when you're borrowing money somebody and you desperately need $1,000 and you tell them, oh yeah, I'll be able to pay that back in 2 weeks. Because in your mind, you're saying, okay, if I tell them I really won't be able to pay it back until 6 months, they probably won't loan it to me. So let me do this. So I don't want to put a financial pressure or burden on you, but I just wanted to know if you would be able to pay that.
Installments, yes.
Yes. Okay. So probation, he can pay that in installments. And if you could figure that out for him, what they'll do is your probation officer figure out what your income is, and then they'll set up installment payments for you. And if you feel like if those installment payments, it comes to the point where you can't pay them because maybe it's either I pay this payment or either I lose where I'm staying, just let them know. And if you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. All right, so how often were you using heroin?
I was using daily.
Okay. All right. Thank you for being honest with me, because I'm going to put you on probation, but I'm trying to set up conditions so that you'll be successful, because I want you to be successful. All right. And what's with the tattoo? What is that a tattoo of?
Oh, Medusa.
Oh, you're in mythology. Okay. And on the chest?
Oh, it's just a whole bunch of skulls in San Antonio going across.
Okay. All right. Why do you have San Antonio going across your chest? Okay. So this is what we're going to do. In this case, I'm going to do 5 years deferred adjudication. If you complete everything early, you can be off early. There's going to be a $500 fine that will be probated. We'll do a gang evaluation, felony drug court evaluation. I'm going to have you do the felony drug court evaluation while in custody. Be honest with them the way you've been honest with me, because that's a good program to help you with your drug habit, okay? And
Well, as far as the gang evaluation, I'm an ex.
no, they'll just look into it. Yeah. If you qualify for felony drug court will accept you, and then they'll give you your conditions. Right. And the gang evaluation, felony drug court and TAP evaluation, that will be in custody. All right. All right. Is there anything else you need?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thanks.
Good luck.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of evading arrest, detention, second or more? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to two years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, I think my client would like to address the court himself.
All right. Yes.
Well, Your Honor, I know I made a mistake and a bunch of mistakes.
No, not mistakes. You made choices.
Many choices, yes. I made bad choices. I had surgery not too long ago. I had an abscess under my arm. I had surgery on my wrist. So I was out for like a month, no work. And that's why I was doing all this shoplifting, getting stuff for the house for me and my wife. I have 4 kids of my own. We adopted 2. We have a new apartment now.
So you adopted 2 children and you're out stealing?
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard just her doing it by herself.
And this right here. This is why you never underestimate a seasoned trial judge. She's unpacking something deeper than theft. She's talking about child stability, CPS oversight, adoption stipends, and trauma cycles. This isn't just sentencing. This is a warning. Your lifestyle doesn't just affect you, it can collapse an entire household.
And I couldn't donate plasma, and I really didn't have the strength to do any type of work, and I just made wrong choices, like I said. But I do have a good support group. I do have a good job.
No, see, here's the thing. What I know is when these children were adopted, was that through Child Protective Services?
Yes, it was.
All right. So what I know is when you adopt children through Child Protective Services, were they listed as special needs children or no?
No, they're not special. It was my wife's niece. She
So what I know is when you adopt 2 children in the state of Texas, I don't know how they do it in other states, but I know in the state of Texas, what ends up happening is you get similar to a stipend for each child. So you are probably already getting about.
Yeah, we get like a good $1,000.
No, you get more than $1,000 because it's 2 children.
Yes.
And not only do you get that, you get medical. And not only do you get that, those 2 children, I hope you all are encouraging them, they get to go to a state college for free.
Yes, they get all those benefits.
So they're getting benefits and you're stealing.
Yeah, I was stealing stuff, stupid stuff, like hygiene and stuff. I shouldn't have been doing that. I made wrong choices, but like I said, I got a good job when I get out.
So did you have the children with you during your first evading?
Of course.
No. I'm talking about the first time that you picked up in evading, which is what they're using for enhancement for this evading to make it a state jail felony, did you have those children?
Yes. Well, yes, they're under my wife's, protective custody. Like, my wife is the one that, she got custody of them, not me. It was her. It was all her. Like children are under her care. I just help.
You just live there.
I just help to support,
And here's my other question. And mind you, this is a suitcase that I think needs to be unpacked. Here's my other question. So when she adopted the children, were you living in the home? That's a no. No, you were not. So what has happened is she has not had you in the home. And when CPS did a study of her house to place those, you couldn't be there. And now you're there.
Yes.
And well, I guess CPS needs to check on that because the children are not in a great place with you being there.
Well,
and if you,
I am a good person.
Here's the thing. If you love her and if you love those children, you need not be in that household. Do you understand?
I mean, I do understand, but I am a good person. I don't plan on living like this the rest of my life. My dad is deacon for St. Dominic's Church. I mean, my mom's a school teacher,
Okay, I want you to listen to me carefully. Listen, here's the thing. I know you're trying to tell me how great you are, and I appreciate that, but I want you to listen to me carefully. If you love her, you will not live with her. And let me just tell you why you will not live with her. Because when those children were placed with her for adoption, number one, obviously, somebody's rights have been terminated, and those children are experiencing trauma because their parents' rights have been taken away from them, and they're trying to put them in a place that they think will be safe for them, where they can go to sleep at night without worrying about people picking up cases and police officers knocking on the door looking for people. And when CPS studied her home for placement, you were not there, and I'm sure she told them, I don't have a man living here.
Yes.
And now what has happened is CPS is out of the picture because she's adopted the children. I know because I did CPS cases. She's receiving a stipend for both of those children. And sometimes they will even give you food stamps. At least that's what we called them when I was growing up. Or WIC and all of that stuff. And it's not for that money to be supporting. How old are you?
36.
Not for that money to be supporting a 36-year-old. So if you love her, and if you love those children, you will not be in that household until you get your life together, because otherwise, here's the thing. Otherwise, you know what's going to end up happening? CPS is going to come in because they're going to get a report, and those children will be removed, and they will have another trauma on top of trauma. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do understand. I don't want that though. I don't want that though. I mean, I have a good support group, man, and I know I made wrong choices, but that's what me. I appreciate you telling me what you think I want to hear, but I would prefer the truth. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow your agreement. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility. All right.
If I could, I would not give you any credit, but I'm going to give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration 71554472015 713-232. NIMAC number 740009. We can go off the record. I'm going to say it for the final time. If you truly love her, if you truly love those children, you know you're not doing right. You should not be in their life. And guess what? CPS is going to get involved, and they're going to remove those children. Do you understand?
I do understand that. I don't plan on getting in trouble anytime.
And just because you've adopted children, that doesn't mean that CPS can't come back and remove them. Do you understand?
I do understand that.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
About the 30th day of September 2023 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Rose Padilla, departed Bexar County without the written permission of the court and or the supervision officer in violation of condition number 7.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
And what are you all proposing that the court follow?
The proposal, Your Honor, was to continue on probation, extend for 1 year, and amend for probationer to pay at least $100 every 2 weeks for restitution.
Probation.
Your Honor, the original recommendation was for revocation. However, It does indicate that if the court wishes to continue to extend the 1 year, amend the probationer to pay at least $100 every 2 weeks for restitution.
How much is owed on restitution?
Your Honor, $78,775.98.
How much has she paid on restitution since she's been on since 2015?
$2,360.
All right.
Your Honor, Ms. Padilla is a waitress, and she is frankly incapable of making any other payments aside from the ones that are recommended for the $100 every 2 weeks.
All right. Why is she leaving the county without permission?
So she was, there's a healing mass that occurs in Hidalgo County on the last Saturday of every month. That's where she went. She felt called to go there. It's something that she's had a significant benefit from in the past, and so she'd heard about this mass and decided to attend that mass with her significant other.
All right. Do phones not work? Does she have access to a phone?
I believe she does, Your Honor.
Why didn't she pick up the phone and call probation and say, hey, may I depart Bexar County to go for this? Because honestly, she hasn't been doing well on probation. I mean, that's why we're here. Probation is telling me they want a revocation. And in this court, normally it takes some doing for me to grant a revocation. So for probation to be asking for revocation when they know that normally if there is monetary issue, if there is a drug issue, usually I try to address those before we head down the road of revocation. So for them to be asking for revocation, that says something. So why didn't you pick up the phone and call probation and ask them if you could leave Bexar County to go to this event? You want to raise your right hand for me? You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Rose Padilla.
All right, why didn't you call probation?
It wasn't a Saturday, and I thought, nothing was going to happen. Just me going and coming back.
You cannot leave Bexar County without permission while you're on probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, they want you to pay $100. What did you say? Every 2 weeks or how often? Every 2 weeks?
Yes, Judge.
Are you able to pay this $100 every 2 weeks, or you're just saying that? Because let me just tell you why I'm asking that question. I find that when people are looking at potentially going to prison for 20 years, if people say, all right, we will agree to continue if you pay $500 a week, you know what people will say? Well, I'm going to call this person and this person and I'll pay $500 a week. So I want to know, can you really pay $100 every 2 weeks, or are you just saying this because that's the agreement you all reached, or will you be able to pay it? If you're not going to be able to pay it, you need to let me know now, because if I follow this agreement and I get a report that you miss one of the weeks in paying, we don't have problems. So if you cannot really pay $100 every 2 weeks.
And this is a subtle but powerful courtroom moment. The judge is doing something smart. She's forcing honesty before signing off on the deal. Because once this agreement is on record, missing one payment can trigger revocation. This isn't about being harsh. It's about preventing a future failure before it happens.
You need to let the court know now.
Now I'm trying to get back on my feet, and I think, but if I have a problem or something, like I have health issues,